Hello. Okay, next tutorial. This tutorial is meant to be the Rake. Now, the Rake is another creepypasta story. If you're not familiar with creepypasta, it's basically a website that people submit really creepy short stories to, and this one is one of their most popular ones, from what I can gather. It's quite a short story, quite a very creepy story, so but a lot of you guys have requested me to do this look. I will flash on the screen now the first few people that requested it, because I can't show everyone's obviously because there have been so many, but here we are. But the first person who actually requested this look was Valentina Ortiz. Hopefully I'm pronouncing your name right. I'm so sorry if I'm not, but I'll flash it on the screen now. So thank you so much. Thanks to everyone who requested this look. Granted, it's probably not what you'd expect to see from the Rake, because the story only says two things about him, and that's that he's got no hair and he has deep eyes. So I was kind of left to do my own thing, so I hope you guys don't mind. So yeah, if you'd like to see how to recreate this look, stay tuned. So before I start, I just want to talk to you about what kind of makeup I'm going to be doing, because the story has nothing to go on at all about what the Rake should look like, aside from the fact that he's got hollow eyes, he's hairless, and is possibly humanoid, more humanoid than not, but it could be mistaken for a large hairless dog. So, obviously I can't make myself look dog-like, so, well I could, but I'm not going to, yeah. So, I've mainly had to go off of fan art. I've gone through hundreds of Google pictures to find out what people think the Rake would look like. So, the common factors that occur seem to be the fact that he's bald, which you would be bald anyway if you were hairless, and that he's white. So, like, really just all white. So I'm going to do this in the same way that I did my Haunted Mansion makeup. I'm going to do myself all white, and I'm going to use lots of blacks and grey shading to make it more grey than anything else. Aside from that, I'm pretty much going to be winging it, because I have no idea what I'm going to make this look like. So because I'm going to be bald, I'm going to apply a plain latex bald cap, and I'm also going to be blocking up my eyebrows because I don't want there to be any hair at all. I'm going to pop two links here to tutorials that I've done previously to teach you guys how to block your eyebrows out and apply a bald cap, just so I can save some time up in this video, because it's going to be quite long I think. But yeah, so I'm going to apply my bald cap, block out my brows, and get back to you. So there we go, so I've applied my bald cap, blocked my eyebrows out. I've done 2 to 3 layers of liquid latex over the edge of my bald cap, just so I've got no seam on my bald cap, so there's no edge. Right, so now I might have to switch over to a voiceover. We'll see how it goes. The thing I've got in my head is I want not the mouth to be kind of covered, I want it to be like slits going across the mouth, rather than jagged teeth. I just want to see what it looked like, yeah. So I'm going to start this off now as a voiceover, just in case I can't talk, we'll see. But yes, I'm going to cover my entire face in liquid latex, because I'm going to make the brows a bit different, I think, when raising with tissue as well as the mouth, so just might as well do the whole face. So yeah, I'm going to do that for about 3 coats, and then I can start on the tissue. Then I'm going to take some regular masking tape that I've cut in half so I've got a finished strip, and I'm going to lay that over my mouth in even spaces, so as much as it is thick, that much in between it, going vertically down. The latex base will really help to adhere it to the skin, so you've not got to worry about it coming up, hopefully. But yeah, so I'm going to do that to about 3 either side, maybe 4 either side, just so it's even and symmetrical, making it smaller strips as it gets out towards the edge. And hopefully this should give a nice little unique effect, because I don't think I've done this before. It's kind of gashed out, like someone's got claws and scratched down the front of your mouth kind of thing. So it just makes a change from having a long, sharp, toothy grin to this kind of creepy looking vent of a mouth. So when it's all stuck down, I'm going to take some more liquid latex. I'm just going to coat the entire area, just so it definitely makes the masking tape stay stuck down. Plus I'm going to make these look quite a bit thicker. Then I'm just going to take some regular tissue paper that I've torn in two, so I've got the thinner halves, and I'm going to cut them to exactly the same thickness as the masking tape, and I'm going to stick them over the top of each one just to make them a lot thicker so they stand out more, and then I can cover that in liquid latex again. So I'm going to do that for about 3 coats on each one of these lines, just so, as I said, they stand out more and look a lot thicker. Then I can start angrying up my brow. So I'm going to take some liquid latex, cover my entire forehead in it, and once I've done that I can take the same amount of tissue again, and I can start layering it up on top of that latex, just to proper saturate it in the latex, and then cover it again over the top of that. The idea is I'm going to do that for around 7 coats, I think this time 6 to 7, just because I'm going to try and make this whole V shape, so the brows are, yes, they're angry, but I need them to be more prominent and overlapping, so the general shape is more of a furrowed brow, but the heavier you make it, the angrier and more stern it will look. So just make sure that you let it dry in between each layer when you're doing this, because it does make it a lot easier to shape everything. Plus, pulling an angry expression whilst doing it does really help. Trust me, if you furrow your own brow, it really does help get the right shape, because when it's dry and you relax your face, the latex stays in that position. So there we go, so when you're done it should start looking like this. Yeah. Now I'm going to take some latex and do exactly the same thing around the whole area where the masking tape is. So I'm going to do a layer of latex all around it and then get a thin layer of tissue and just apply that all around the edge just to blend it in completely so there's no edge to the tape. I'm only going to do that for about 1 to 2 coats all the way around it. Then please be careful with this step. I'm taking some scissors and I'm just cutting in between the strips of masking tape. Then it will make them look a lot deeper then. This just pretty much unsticks them and removes them from your mouth, so you could really talk through this, you can drink through it after you've done it, but it keeps the strips stuck to the top and bottom of your mouth, if that makes sense. So yeah, and it does make them look a lot deeper doing it this way. Then for the foundation, I'm going to use a Snazaroo Clown White all on its own, and I'm going to cover that all over my face, ears and neck, and I will be applying it over my body as well, but I'll do that last. Then I can just settle that with some Ben Nye Super White setting powder. Then I can take my Kryolan Bruise wheel and I'm going to take this really nice dark blue and I'm going to use that to colour in between all of the vertical lines where the mouth is. And just to make it look a bit less neat, I'm just smoking out the tops and bottoms of each line. Then I'm going to take a Grimas Black Cream in 101 and I'm going to use that to create the shading and contouring on my face. So I'm going to apply it in a half C shape on my temples just to darken those up, and I'm going to be doing it down the front of my forehead, and it's basically down my cheekbones as well. It's going to look a lot harsher than it is until I blend it out. This is how I did my Haunted Mansion tutorial. So once I've done this, I'm going to take a big fluffy brush and start smoking that colour inwards. It makes the face look a lot more hollow, and I'm going to try and make it look not skull-like, but I suppose very emaciated, just a bit. Gives a bit of character to the look aside from just being a plain white face really. And I've also just coloured both of my eyelids in the black, but I've also tapered the colour out underneath, really not neat and only covering half of under my eye, just making it really rough and sketchy underneath. Then I just took a new brush and a small amount of that white foundation again, and I've just started to neaten it up but make it a bit more smokied out and a bit blended, so it does not like a direct line, but it's just like around the whole edge. But it's more smokied out, so I've done that on the top of the eyebrow as well, just to make it obviously more arched, so it's higher on the outside of the eyes and lower towards the centre, the tear duct of the eyes, just to make it look a lot angrier. So then it was a case of blending in all this contouring, so it's a case of taking a small amount of the black colour and just buffing it in the areas that you want to be contoured. It's going to look quite messy to begin with. It's a very sketchy way of doing it, so I literally, the larger areas I used a kabuki brush to buff the colour in and added small amounts of white into it just so it can blend it a bit further. I then just took a small amount of the white foundation on its own and a small fluffy brush just to apply it down the areas I want to be highlighted, so down the cheekbones and across the temples and across the middle of the brow bone. Just areas that you want to stand out more than the rest. And I just used a tiny bit more of that black cream just to make the brow look a bit more furrowed in the centre, just tapered off 2 lines going opposite sides of each other. Then I'm just taking a Slink ink pot in Dominatrix, so black basically, and I'm going to use that to line the waterline of both my eyes. And once again I'm naked. So now I'm just going to cover my entire body in the same white I used on my face. Then I'm going to use the same black cream again by Grimas, and I'm going to use that to kind of make myself look a bit more emaciated, a bit more, I don't know, a bit more interesting than just a plain white body. I'm really not very good at body painting on myself. I find it a really difficult thing to do, but I'm sure you guys can be better at it. But the idea is I just tensed myself up and contoured either side of my collarbones. Then to finish the look off, I'm going to apply 2 sclera lenses. They're called Cyclops and they're by eyesbright.com. I'll put the link in the description bar below. I was going to use all black ones, but I think with these 2 bright red ones in, it gives it a more of a starey look and very creepy. And I know in the story, that's one of the whole ideas of it. It just stares right at you and kind of makes you kill yourself, that kind of thing. It's quite creepy. So yeah, this is my take on the creepypasta story, The Rake. I can understand there are a lot of illustrations out there on this creature from different people in the world, and this is probably not what you'd thought the Rake looked like, and it's one of those things that are really difficult to do on your own without any reference photos, so I just did my own thing, really. This is what I would imagine the rake would look like if it were real, I suppose. I don't know. Oh, it's all done for fun, innit? But yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you like it, please make sure to rate, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. And yeah, so until next time, bye.